I was branching out. That's when the cannibalism started, eating of the heart.
There are, first of all, that is not an app for children. If your child is on that app, that's you are the problem, because you shouldn't be allowing your child on that app.
Kind of sounds like you're blaming the victims here.
Two, there are actual predators on that app.
We are fully aware of that, Brosifus. I mean, it's why everyone's concerned. I mean, these two, for instance. Lots of red flags there.
Lives, making videos talking about Ken and Gypsy, using that app without any proof that they did anything wrong.
I mean, not like common sense is typical with those two. However, the minute they realized they were getting children, okay, they should have just turned it off and said, I'm sorry, gotta go. But let's be real, they were enjoying the attention they were getting. What I find concerning, not that I'm surprised. I mean, let's be real. You're an apologist for a murderer, okay? So I'm not really surprised you're trying to make excuses or make it okay that she's having conversations with children online. Also, I've got to say, it's pretty low, even for you, to try to blame the parents. Because guess what? There are such things as parents that are divorced. You know what? Sometimes in those divorced families, one parent will let kids get away with everything while the other parent is more protective and tries to watch everything they're doing. So guess what? That's not always the case. So that's how sometimes things can slip through the cracks. And yes, people need to be called out when they're doing disturbing crap online. And you are just as shameful as, along with all your little weird friends that are trying to excuse this kind of behavior. You guys are just as frightening and creepy. You guys truly have no dignity, morals, or integrity at all. It is weird that you will make up anything to try to excuse this kind of creepy behavior. And next week, it's just going to be something else she does that's creepy and weird and that you feel like you're going to have to come to her rescue to. I mean, like, come on. How many times does it take you to realize she's not a good person at all? She's straight up evil. And you're not going to be able to convince anybody otherwise at this point. Like, come on. How many mistakes do you have to make? And I'll be honest, I'm going to be rude as hell right now. You're not a parent. Your opinion doesn't matter. You can't sit there and blame parents when you're excusing a Pathredio, and you don't have kids, so you can't even really relate. I mean, I know you're grasping at straws right now, but for anybody that's not aware of that, here you go. And I have to question, why do you feel the need to stand up for her on this? I mean, if it isn't true, right? And I'm still pretty upset about her daughter being unsafe in the vehicle with her, not lashing her down properly. I'm not going to let that go either. So maybe instead of defending a murderer, with questionable behavior, P3 file type behavior, maybe talk to that person that you claim to be friends with about their inability to strap their child down safely in a car seat. You claim to care so much about that child. Well, her life matters too, right? And there's really nothing more to say about what you're saying here, because everything else is just grasping for straws at this point. Distracting, trying to push fingers or point fingers in other directions. It's ridiculous. What's weird is you have your little buddies, like this little rotten strawberry here, doing the same thing, taking it for...
That's not the app's fault. The issue is parents are not supervising their kids online.
Dreamer, people give you slack because you're an old woman. But you're nothing but a Baba Yaga, so I'm not even surprised how you're taking it for Gyp and Ken over those kids.
None of us, not Bree, not any of us, has ever said anything about your kids because we consider them off limits.
Detective test determined that was a lie.
You can go, you were over on Moses Live, lying through your teeth.
Detective test determined that was a lie.
I was wrong. But what can I expect out of a person who went to prison because they beat a man so bad?
Ma'am, I'm going to stop you right there, because it seems that you forget that little demon that you support so intensely, so aggressively, that you're going to try to point fingers at everybody else. It seems that you must have forgotten that she had her mother's head almost removed from its body. Yeah. Make better friends. Find better role models.